Hey, good evening, everybody. This is Roger Mailing, your correspondent from The Sun. It's chilly today. It's 24 degrees, and one's beginning to feel a bit chilly. That's only because one's been used to 30 to 36 degrees C for the last few months. So it is a bit of a shock. But anyway, I heard a beautiful saying today, which is going to be the topic of my conversation this evening, and it is the theatre of the mind. Every talk I try and link to the one before. And yesterday I was talking about Newton's third law of motion, in that you're either moving forward, you're standing still, or you're moving backwards, because everything has an equal and opposite reaction. And everything starts, whether you like it or not, in your mind. In other words, what you think about comes about. You are the basically amalgamation of all your major thought processes. In other words, it's simply this. You're either going to be an achiever, which means somebody who says, I can, or you're not going to be there. You're going to be a failure because you're somebody who says, I can't. Now, that thing is, the only difference between can and can't is a T. Now, that's a bit simplistic. I'm very aware of that. But the fact of the matter is, the difference between the two is it's trying, it's an attempt, it's making the effort. You know, another beautiful saying I heard recently was, it's better to have fought and lost than not to have fought and lose every time. So you've got to decide, are you going to be an achiever or are you not? If so, what are you going to do about it? Now, the daft thing is, you may want to be something and have no idea how to get there. But the fact of the matter is, unless you have that idea to start with, you know, a ship without no course goes nowhere, goes round in circles, because you don't know where you're going. You know, you set out every morning from your house to go somewhere. It's either to work, it's to go shopping, or to go on holiday. Now, you set out with a purpose, because you know every day you've got to either go to work, go shopping, or go on holiday. Whatever it is you're going to do, because you've got an action plan. So many people go through life by accident, because they go from one thing to the next. They don't really have any course to steer by. You know, again, I'm not relating this as being pious. It's happened to me. All these things I talk about have happened to me, because I am one of those people that basically deals with everything as it happens, rather than plot a course around it to stop it happening, because I'm not the greatest planner in the world. But one thing I've learned over the years is I can achieve amazing things if I just get this thing between my ears here to work in the right direction. You know, my theatre of the mind. I can make and create the greatest theatrical masterpiece in the world. But I have to start it in here, in my mind, before I can even contemplate making it a reality. In other words, I've got to be creative. Whatever you want to do in life, wherever you want to be, wherever you want to go, wherever you want to have, you can think them into existence. I know you're looking at me thinking I'm balmy, but the fact is it's true. What the mind of man can believe and conceive, the mind of man is forced to achieve. That was written by a philosopher from the 18th century called Goethe, and it's written on a stone in Vienna, I think, somewhere. Because the mind is probably the most powerful thing you, I, and the world in creation have going for you, in that it can create wonderful things if you just let it. If you say, I will rather than I won't, I can instead rather than I can't, I might, then I might not. You see, I've had a good life, but it could have been a great life. I've done wonderful things, but I could have done amazing things. I've owned tremendous things. I could have owned priceless things. And it's all because of what went on in here, the theatre of my mind. Now, I'm not saying to you that you should drop what you're doing and basically change your life unless you want to. I know there's people out there living, I was once, this beautiful phrase, people living lives of quiet desperation. Again, why can I say that phrase? Because I've been there. But the fact of the matter is, I was the master of my own destiny. I could have changed, well, I did change. I'm sitting here in the sun because I made decisions a few years ago that I didn't want to face a future where I wasn't in control. I'm now in control, and I'm now achieving the things I want to achieve because I built my world in the theatre of my mind. Bit heavy tonight. Again, I'm trying to get you to understand one thing. And the one thing is that if you think about it and you believe it, you can have it. Doesn't mean you can't, it won't magic itself like a piece, like Aladdin's lamp, poof, it's there. But if you plant that seed in your mind and you ask your mind, you go to bed every night and before you go to sleep, you think of the thing you want most in life. And surprisingly enough, the brain's got 8 hours while you're asleep to decide and figure out how can that happen. Because it can happen. And if you believe it strongly enough, it will happen. Well, this is Roger Mayling, your philosopher from the sun, your correspondent from the sun. Thank you for your time. I enjoy doing these talks, and I'm going to continue to do them. Hopefully my audience will grow and people will see benefit in what I have to say. And I wish you every success in the theatre of your mind. Build your own life story. Put it up there. Put it on the screen and make it happen. See you tomorrow. Thanks very much for your time today. Bye-bye.